I am usually not at a loss for words, but I am now. And first off, I must say, one of my things that I love to do is I am a fashionista. And I cannot believe that the yellow matches the yellow. If it had been another color tee, I don't know if I would have put it on because it would have thrown off the outfit. You know what the definition of surreal is? Something that you almost can't believe is happening. And being on this stage right now, looking at all of you, is surreal. Because for as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be an educator. I knew nothing about being a dynamic educator. I just wanted to be an educator because I know for people, anyone, but especially people that look like me, education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world. And so that's why I have always wanted to be an educator. As far as being a leader, I don't think that was something that I initially wanted to do, but I evolved into that. Last week, one of my students said, "Hey, Ms. James, can we go outside? Because all the other teachers are taking their kids outside." And I was like, "Why are they going outside?" And she said, "I don't know, but everyone else is going outside." I was like, "Do I look like I'm dressed to go outside?" I'm not going outside. And don't ask me to do something that everyone else does, because my parents raised me to be a leader. I'm always gonna stand out. I'm always gonna be different because leaders make a difference. And I guess in the last 10 years, I've considered myself a leader. One of the things that I've had to realize, with leadership comes responsibility. And sometimes with responsibility comes that thing that I have to sometimes say to myself that I often tell my students: too much is given, much is required. I'm on this stage today because I've given a lot, but I've also been given a lot. I was born into a family of educators, and my aunts being teachers motivated me to want to become an educator. And in 2020, really short story, March 2020, the world changed for all of us. And I remember that Sunday afternoon, I had just left the school because I lived 3 blocks from my school. I had just left the school, and my dad called me on the phone and he said, "Hey, I don't think you're going to school tomorrow." And I was like, "Yes, I am." He's like, "No, the governor's canceled school." And so I ran back to my classroom, and I got back to the school. The principal was there, and she said, "You heard?" And I said, "Yeah, I heard." And I said, "What do you want me to do?" And she said, "I don't even know what we're supposed to do." And we sat there and we were just like, I don't know, because we didn't know what was going on. And after a week, I remember calling my son, who was in college, and I told him, I said, "I'm not going to do this one. I'm not going to be able to survive being a teacher that's not in the classroom." And he said, "Mom, you always outshined, and I know that it's going to be something that you're going to do during this time that you're going to find your niche." And I thought, that's a really good lesson that my son told me, right? But it was just, I just thought he was just rambling. And when we came back to school in August, my school actually was in person. And I was posting videos, and I could tell by the lights on my Google Classroom no one was watching. So the little kid in the back of the room that always has something sort of tantalizing to say said, "You gotta post them on TikTok." And I said, "What is TikTok?" And he showed me, and I said, "I'm not dancing." And he said, "Miss James, you don't have to dance." He said, "Just post your lessons." And I said, "Like what? Just post it like I was doing a YouTube?" And he was like, "Yes." I went home at lunch, and I created an account on my lunch break. And when I came back to school, I told the next class, and they was like, "Post it, post it, post it." So I posted it. It looks archaic now when I look back at my first lesson, because the video quality was absolutely horrible. And in one night, I gained 1,000 followers. In a week, I had 10,000 followers. In 6 weeks, I had 100,000 followers. And that was in December of 2020. So by January of 2020, I had 100,000 followers. And when school let out in May, I had 1.9 million followers. And with your help, I'm very, 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 very close to 6 million. I usually get about 10,000 followers a day. I have lessons that reach 84 different countries. 20% of my lessons are to people who live in the Philippines. They think I'm Filipino. And I keep trying to tell them when I go live that I'm not, but they're convinced that I am, and so I'm happy with that. Several thousand teachers just show my videos because they are short, quick, and do the job that they don't even have to do, and I'm really, really good with that. I am so honored to be here on this stage, and just to give you a quick glimpse of why this is surreal to me is before I became a public school teacher, I had a daycare. So I had a daycare for 15 years, and when all my kids got in school, then I went back to finish my education so I could teach in public school. While I was doing my internship, the teacher called the college to report me and told my professors that I wasn't good teacher material. And when my professor showed up to evaluate me, he's like, I'm pretty sure that that's just on her. That has nothing to do with you. You're doing good. I just need you to show up every day, and once you show up, you're going to graduate and you're going to be a teacher. I've had obstacles along the way, and I've also had some naysayers along the way. But my parents raised a very strong person and a leader. And as my sister always said, when life throws me lemons, I make gourmet lemonade. You see the yellow? And so I tell myself that's what I did with my instructions during the pandemic. It's not so much about what I do as in my grammar lessons, but I love the fact that I'm encouraging other people to enter the world of education, because that is where the change starts. Once you're educated, change starts. Education doesn't mean you have to go to college and have a degree. Education just means you need to be smart enough to do a job so that you can make a decent living. Today, I want to thank Tia and her amazing team for showering me with love that I never, ever, ever, ever dreamed that a teacher from a small state with a school district smaller than the people in this room would be on this stage. This place, this city is amazing. I have 3 sons, and besides my personal achievements, the one thing I'm very proud of is having 3 sons who are all college graduates and who do not ask me for money. That's the main thing. And they often tease me when I'm telling them about, because I keep saying, do not put me in a nursing home, do not put me in a nursing home. And when I don't cook something they want, or I don't babysit when they want to, they're always sending me links to nursing homes that I'm gonna go to. Not too long ago, the 2 youngest ones sent me a link to a nursing home in LA, and they was like, Mom, it's so swank, you're gonna love it. I was like, that's 1,500 miles away from y'all. I was like, yes, that's where we want. The joke's on them, because if they put me in a nursing home in Palm Springs, I will be just fine. This is such a beautiful city. You guys have showered me with love. I found out that Boost is not a word. Boost is not an organization. Boost is not a movement. Boost is not a feeling. Boost is family. And I thank each of you for showering me with love. And as an educator, I encourage each of you to do something amazing in a child's life. On a second note, now that's Ms. James talking. Now I'm an English teacher talking. Follow me on Tik Tok. I am that English teacher. And at Tia's request, I made a grammar guide. It's a monthly grammar guide, and I only made it for Boost. And I'll have the limited supply that I have at the speaker's table for sale. So I hope that some of you will stop by and purchase that. Again, thank you, Boost, and thank each of you for being a booster.